Well, hello, friends. I am Julie Salva. You are at Stampage Time with Julie Salva, and it is time for another Julie and Friends competition. Now, I got to tell you, Deb Smeek is smoking me and Lisa Preto. She is doing some fantastic projects, and Lisa and I are too. But Deb, she's winning. She's won both weeks. Here's our final chance. Week 3. The theme is masculine cards. You know how this works. You watch all 3 of the videos, and then you vote for the video that you like best by clicking thumbs up. So, masculine cards, I went back to the vault, pulled out the Trusty Tools stamp set, and made a Father's Day gift card holder. Working smarter, not harder. This is a card I'm sending to my dad. And he won't know because he didn't watch me on YouTube. So, that being said, what do you think? You want to learn how to make it? You'll love how easy it is. Let's go. Okay, so this is the project we're going to make, and I am ready to show you how to do it. So, first thing you're going to need is your piece of cardstock. You're going to cut it down to 4 1/4 by 11. I've already done that for you because I'm awesome. Then we are going to score. Remember our scoring motto, park the dark. So, we're going to score it at 1 1/2, 1 1/2, and 5 1/2. Easy peasy, okay? 1 1/2 and 5 1/2. Then we'll just fold it over. Now this is a technique that you may already know about. It's one that has been around for a little bit, but with our challenge for masculine cards, I thought I'm gonna work smarter, not harder. I am going to go on ahead and design my Father's Day card because there's no way my dad will be watching on YouTube, but I will have my card done and designed. So well done, me. So that's the bones, okay? Again, 4 1/4 by 11, and then scored at 1 1/2 and 5 1/2, and I'll put this in the description. Now, the designer series paper that I'm using, you may not know, is still available. It is the Timeless Plaid, and you may have seen it because it was around several months ago, and it is really great designer series paper. So it's still available. So you'll see it online. So I thought this is a fabulous paper for a Father's Day card. So I have cut my designer series paper. This piece is folded in here. I've cut my designer series paper at 3 3/4 by 4, and that's going to go right there. And then I've cut 2 pieces in a coordinating print, and those are cut to 1 1/4 by 4, and then this one will go on the inside. Okay, so let me go on ahead and adhere that. I think you guys are really going to be pleased with how quick and easy this is. And the really great thing is that even though I'm making it for Father's Day because I'm working smarter, not harder, this is for birthday. This is for any holiday. This is for graduation, any gift-giving occasion. I mean, the sky's the limit. And if you're giving somebody a gift card, don't you want it to be packaged up cute? Honestly, I feel like this would be the kind of thing that I would sit down one day and just bust out a bunch of these in different colors, different cardstock colors. So I just have them ready to go. You know what? Actually, I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm going to a wedding tomorrow, and I might just go on ahead and make this a wedding card too. Well, I mean, not this one. That would be awkward, but anyway. Okay, and then finally, using the basic beige, I have cut this also to 4 by 3 3/4, and this is going to go right here on the inside. We will do that later because odds are I will mess up if I adhere it, but when I don't adhere it, what do I have? Magic paper. Boom, I flip it over. So let's do the front. Now what I have done is I've already cut out Nested Essentials. This is going to be my focal point, and I am using Trusty Tools. You remember that set? This was around about a year ago. It was a big deal, but everybody liked it, and then it went on back order, and you couldn't get it, and so I've had it sitting on a shelf, and I thought, you know what? This is the perfect time for me to use Trusty Tools. I'm going to use it to make my Father's Day card. So I'm going to use the stamp that says, "You are the most awesome." and it's right here. Now, the really cool thing about this set is that it is also available as a bundle. Now, you're going to see this in the online exclusives, but you won't see it in the catalog. But look at all these dies. Now, I know some of you have this set because, like I said, it was available about a year ago, but some of you don't. And I wanted you to see it because it's really great. And these dies match the stamps, so you can do so much with it. Like I said, I'm probably the only person in the world that has a stamp set that they've never used, right? Wrong. But I challenge you to use it. So you are the most awesome. So I'm going to stamp that on my Nested Essentials die. And I'm going to use Early Espresso. Julie, why did you choose Early Espresso? Because I looked at the back of the DSP, the Designer Series paper, and all the colors are listed there. And so I just picked the color that I wanted to use that I knew would match. Smarter, not harder. Now I'm going to stamp a little bit over to the right, okay, because I want to save some room for my embellishments. Embellishments, you say, Julie? Yes, I do say, because I have already, well, you know what? I'm going to do it right here in front of you because I'm just that kind of girl. I'm going to stamp the hammer, and I am going to stamp another tool that I feel relatively confident is called an Allen wrench. I can't promise you that it's called an Allen wrench, but I know there is a thing called an Allen wrench. And so if this is in fact an Allen wrench, is what I'm using. So let me go on and stamp the hammer, which I'm well aware of a hammer, and then I'll stamp the Allen wrench. Okay, so here's my hammer. Again, Early Espresso I'm using. All right, oh, that stamps so nice. You guys, I love an image that stamps nicely. I really do. I should have gotten the baby wipes out already, but I didn't. What I really should have done is gotten my Stampin' Chamois out, but I didn't do that either. So this is where we find ourselves. And put that up. And then I'm going to stamp. Please correct me and let me know if this is indeed an Allen wrench. The Allen wrench. Okay, so you'll stamp both of those, and then you'll go to the Big Shot, and using the Big Shot, you will die cut these. Julie, what do you mean? I don't have to fussy cut? No, you don't, because the dies, look at there, line up right over the image. Super easy. So they line up right over the image. Okay, see, like that. You'll go to the Big Shot, you will run them through, and what you will have is, ta-da, a hammer and an Allen wrench. Now, I want to add a little bit of color to my hammer and to my Allen wrench. This is evidently the hill that I am going to die on by calling it the Allen wrench, because I'm continuing to do it. So if in fact I am wrong, don't tell me. Here's the cool thing. In the stamp set, you get 2 images. You can't even see it. Where is it? That's not even going to work. Look. Like so. Okay? And what those images do is they stamp the inside here, okay, of these tools. So I'm going to stamp the inside of my wrench with Old Olive. And while I'm doing that, I'll just tell you about my dad. So my dad is now 84 years old. He's doing great, lives by himself, still drives. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? But I would say that I'm pretty much a daddy's girl, and I think he would probably agree with that. Now, we do tend to get on one another's nerves if we are together any more than 3 days, because we're both alike. But we love each other very much. And he does really like when I make these cards for him. He likes it quite a bit. Okay, same thing here. This one is a little smaller. So if you were to get this set, now you know what to do with these two. This one is, like I said, it's just a little bit smaller. Okay, so I've got my hammer and I've got my wrench ready to go. And I'm going to tighten that in a little bit for you so you can see that a little bit better. Okay. Now, I know that tools tend to be made out of metal, and I know that these aren't metal colors, but I thought, you know what? I can add a little bit of a metal look to them by using the Stampin' Blends. I grabbed the gray granite, so I'm going to use the gray granite light, and on my hammer here, just add a little bit of color there. So I'll use the light on the top of the hammer and then the ball part of the hammer. I don't even know if that's what it's called. And then I'll use the dark kind of outline up here. So this kind of gives me, and again, I'm just going through and kind of following the lines that the Stampin' Up! Artist already did. But this kind of gives us that metallic look there. So there's my hammer. And then on my wrench, I'm going to add a little bit more with the wrench. So I'm going to outline in the dark. And if you don't use the blends, I would encourage you to get just get like a couple of them and give it a try. See what you think. Because I think you'd really enjoy them. You know, they've got these dual tips. So you've got the narrow tip here, and then you have a brush tip here. And I don't know, I really like them. And now I'm going in with the lighter color. And once that sinks into the fibers, you're gonna be able to see that contrast a lot better. So, okay, so I've got, this is what I've got done here now. Okay, so I am ready. I'm gonna adhere that to the front. But before I do that, I want to hop over to the gift card part, okay? I still have my Disney nails. I need to get them changed before we go to the wedding. Be walking up in there in the wedding and have Disney nails. That's not good. What you're going to do is take a circle punch. This is a 1-inch punch. Stampin' Up! Does not have a 1-inch punch anymore, much to my dismay. So any circle punch will work. I mean, you can use any size that you want, but I like that 1-inch punch right there. So go on and punch out just a little divot there, because this is going to be the pocket where your gift card goes. Take your tear and tape. I know I've talked to you about tear and tape before. When you're using, or when you're manipulating the cardstock and folding it, you need it to really stay sturdy. Tear and tape's what you're going to want to use. Okay, I'm just telling you. All right, trust me on this. So I've got my tear and tape here. You want to put it right over the edges, guys, because you need room for that gift card. So make sure that you do that using my Take a Pick tool and inventing all sorts of things that it can do that it's not necessarily designed for, but yet ever so helpful. So here is my little pocket, and just to show you how that would work, got a gift card here. It's already spent, unfortunately. Although I'll double check and see, it fits in there perfectly, and it also fits in there nice and snug. Now, this will not be the gift card I give Dad, because I know what to give Dad. I don't get out of the lane there too awfully much. For Dad, he likes the following. Cracker Barrel is a definite. He loves Cracker Barrel. However, they have discontinued the halibut, and he is not pleased with that. He has shared that with not only me, but any number of us in the family multiple times. However, he still does like Cracker Barrel. So I might give him a Cracker Barrel gift card. I may even put 2 in here. He also loves Olive Garden. Loves Olive Garden. He and my uncle, in fact, go there so much, and I know this to be true because I witnessed it myself. They go there so much, they're known by name at the Olive Garden there in Clearwater, Florida. So, that's pretty impressive. Okay, so I adhered the sentiment down right here, but for these, I am going to use the mini dimensionals. And I have decided as well that I like the Take a Pick tool for the mini dimensionals, because sometimes, and I don't know why, I don't know if it's because they're so small, I don't know why, but they come off, they're a little bit tricky when they come off. They're not as easy as the larger size dimensionals. They're necessary, I think. You won't use them as much as you use a larger dimensional, but they're necessary because, I mean, look at, for something like this, they fit perfectly, right? But, you know, I've discovered recently that the Take a Pick tool is really great for pulling them up and off of their sheet. So that's just a little tip for you. Okay, so what was I saying? Olive Garden and Cracker Barrel, two of the favorites there. The Olive Garden, he loves the soup and salad endless breadsticks. He's a big fan of that. So now you know. Can we scoot that a little bit more? Here we go. All right, so there's my front. Now, okay, this, to my dismay, is I am not good. I wanted to make one of those little, I think they call them a bird's nest type thing that they do. And by they, I mean people more talented than me. They do it with the linen thread and the baker's twine, and they wind it all up into a circle, and it looks good. With me, it looks like, do you remember a couple videos ago I told you when I pulled dies off of the sheet, I looked like a raccoon on crack? Very similar. I think the same raccoon tries to make the little bird's nest thing, so it's not going to happen for me. So I'm gonna go to my Old Faithful, which, as we know, is my double bow linen thread, but it still looks good. I know you might be thinking, Julie, bows don't work great on a masculine card. Well, what is happening here? This one will work. Just trust me on this, okay? Because clearly I'm showing proficiency in tying the bow. All right, so the bow tied. Boom, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Now we do what? What is the word that we do, fans of Stamp & Shine with Julie Salva? Yes, we finagle the bow, and I am going to adhere it with a glue dot. So come here, glue dots. Now I deliberately left the tails long, and you're going to see why in a minute. Pull that glue dot up. Going to kind of go in and put the bow there. And then what I'm going to do, come back here, take a pick tool. I got another tool use for you. Is kind of take these and just kind of tuck them up there underneath the hammer so that, and then take this one and kind of go that way with it and trim it. So even though it's not necessarily the bird's nest, look, you can still see the bow, and the twine is kind of going through in a little bit more of a masculine manner, okay? Going to come back and do one more thing to the front here in just a minute. When we're done, I am going to be playing with that bow. So I got one last thing to do. I've cut a piece of the wild, it is not wild wheat, is it? It's basic beige. It's going to go right in here. So with this says, you're the most awesome. What is he the most awesome? He's the most awesome dad. So I am going to get my dad stamp, and again, in Early Espresso, ink, stamp. Oh, that looks really good. And then I will do Happy Father's Day. I'm just going to kind of center that up right there. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. And adhere it. Boom, boom, boom. So you're the most awesome dad. Happy Father's Day. I love you, Julie. Olive Garden, Cracker Barrel, rope. And then the final thing is I'm going to take the pressed motifs, or pressed flower motifs dies. I know right now you're like, Julie, those really are not masculine. No, it's true. But you know what they also look like? They look like the head of a nail. And because they're this heavy kind of metal feel, I think that they come across very masculine in this. So, a Father's Day card. You're the most awesome dad. Happy Father's Day. And the gift card in there. So, what do you guys think? All right, what did you think? I love this set. I love this fold. I love everything about it. So if you like my project the best, click thumbs up, but make sure that you go to Deb and Lisa's projects as well, which are in my description. And listen, couple things. I would love for you to join my Stamp & Shine Facebook community. The link in the description. And even better, if you want to know everything Stampin' Up! Related that is going on, sign up for my email list. And that link in the description too. I hope you guys have joined or enjoyed Julie and Friends. I have had a great time doing it this month, and I hope you've maybe met some stampers that you have not met before. So make sure you follow them too. So like, subscribe, follow. I'll see you guys soon. Vote for me. Bye.